Good morning, people. Deluded. I'm back again. The 3-point debt collectors are back in full effect. Kai Havertz at the back post, cash money. We was waffling about that all summer, and we finally got to see it. We get the 3 points. We keep a clean sheet. We remain unbeaten in London derbies. We begin the post-international break in the same way we went into it, by getting 3 points. Shout out to Kai Havertz and everyone connected to Arsenal. It wasn't pretty.
How does that feel? Super sub off the bench to win the game late and take Arsenal top of the table.
Yeah, it feels amazing. Been working hard for these moments, and today I got it paid back, and I'm just happy to help the team with that.
And what about your goal too? You watched that ball all the way when it was whipped into the box.
Yeah, I mean, it was a brilliant goal and a brilliant pass as well. So yeah, I think we train this routine quite a lot in training as well. So I know B or Bukayo or Martin, they love to play these balls. So yeah, it was a good goal.
You mentioned it there as well. You've had to show so much perseverance because the goals haven't come easy since joining Arsenal.
No, of course. Football is always hard work, and nothing comes from itself. You have to work and have to keep belief. I know it was tough for me the last couple of months, but yeah, I tried to put my ego aside as well, because the team is the most important thing.
And these Arsenal fans, this away support here at Brentford tonight, singing your name. How much do you owe it to the Arsenal fans for keeping patient with you as well?
I've been so thankful for these guys as well, because I know it's always hard when a new signing comes and they pay a lot of money for you, so they sometimes think it goes quite easy and quite fast, but yeah, I'm just thankful for all of them.
So, we owe West Ham some more money, really and truly. If I'm completely honest, this was a great signing. He's a great player, and I'm not shocked by his level of consistency. But him and Saliba in particular, the way they're playing, the way they perform, regardless of the result, is ridiculous. Even when they're not at their best, not that that's been the case this season. They're a level above everybody else. It increased the depth in this team and probably get some more midfielders and other positions. But I'm starting to believe, if we truly, really want to do what Liverpool have done in challenging Manchester City and claiming a Premier League trophy, simply put, we need to get players of this quality, really. It's as simple as that. There's a lot of players in this Arsenal team that are not bad players, that are nice guys, that are fantastic footballers. But in terms of that higher level, they're far and few between. Now, there are some very good players, I think even Gabriel and Zinchenko don't always get the credit they deserve for any chance. Then we need people of this ilk, because not to be negative, but, you're only as good in this new look Mikel Arteta, Declan Rice yet. Undoubtedly, he is one of the signings of the season. Saliba is one of the centre-backs, defenders, players of the season. And them two, while it wasn't a glamorous game, there isn't too much to waffle about in the final third. It really wasn't good enough from us. Them two were shining lights. And big up Declan Rice for saving another goalkeeper. He saved it. So, yeah, moving on. Obviously, looking at it from a statistical point of view, you can see the field tilt. You can see the fact that we had 15 shots, 4 on target, 8 corners, people. And again, chance creation, conversion is one thing which a striker can help us with. But we're not creating enough. Let's be real. The Brentford keeper didn't have too much to do. Big up Mikel Arteta. He's won 116 of his first 200 games, people. The most wins of any Arsenal manager. Saka got an assist, and you can see the stats for chance creation. He's getting better and better. We have had 10 different players make the impact off the bench for us, which is great from an Arsenal perspective. Shout out to Kai Havertz for doing that as well. And he also alluded to, his goal was the result of the training ground. Saka should have had 2 assists, but VAR did him dirty. We're still unbeaten in London derbies. It stands at 17. Declan Rice, you can see the numbers to back up what our eyes told us, and that he was brilliant. And again, we have kept the most clean sheets away from home. Saka has the joint most assists in the competition, and apparently he has scored 1 goal and assisted 4 people in his last 4 Premier League appearances against Brentford, people. We stung the bees. It was Brentford's first London derby defeat since we beat them last season, and we beat them twice. Shout out to Kai Havertz. In the minutes played, he made an impact, so hail him up on that. I tried to tell you, fortune teller DG, I said he would score. I tweeted it a day ago. Big up Zinchenko, because everyone's quick to get on him. He had a bloody fantastic game as well. I mean, Mikel Arteta is undoubtedly going to be asked about Aaron Ramsdale, and he was quite vague in any comments when asked about the guy. I don't check the league table, but allegedly we're top. So let's keep going. It's as simple as that, folks. Shout out to Kai Havertz. And this weekend was great. Unfortunately, United won, but Chelsea and Spurs lost. You know, it's all right. You know, Chelsea will get back. Spurs, you won the league in October. You were the first team not to lose a game. I expect you to win the league title with your kiss-ass manager Postecoglou people. Big us up, man. Mate, as they would say, really. And for their VAR mishaps, you just got to get on with it. Big up West Ham for selling us Declan Rice once again. You sold us your motor, man. Big up you lot. We probably owe them another 100 million, if I'm honest. Declan Rice, fantastic footballer. As usual, big up you lot for tuning in, folks. Now, there's a couple of fallout talking points in relation to Arsenal versus Brentford. For me, first things first, I always say get the 3 points, then dissect the performance. But on another day, we draw the game. A draw was probably the fairest result. People will say Brentford set up negatively. To a degree, I do believe they set up negatively. I do think they played for a draw. I did think they would throw more punches. Like if it was a boxing match, they weren't trying to really land any punches or a knockout blow. They were just trying to survive as long as possible. I'm not criticizing Brentford because that is logical. They're a fantastic club, fantastically run club with a fantastic bunch of players and a fantastic manager. Obviously, they're going to set up to try and nullify Arsenal with the low block and things. I do think there was occasions they probably could have scored and taken advantage of a mishap from Ramsdale. I do think a draw was the fair result. I don't quite think, obviously we scored and it was a moment of madness. And, you know, while the first goal was disallowed with Trossard, I don't know. So technically we put the ball in the back of the net twice. So you can say we deserve to win the game, but in reality, if it was a draw, I think Arsenal fans, including myself, we could have been frustrated, we could have been disappointed, but we couldn't have expected more because on another day, I do think that is 2 drop points. And I guess the main thing is chance creation. Yes, people are going to double up on our wingers. Yes, people are going to have a low block. And I don't have the answers, but Mikel Arteta has to find solutions. You know, when Liverpool were winning the league, obviously they had Salah and whatnot, but teams are setting up to nullify that. Manchester City, teams are going to set up to try and stifle your attackers. It comes with the territory. And I do think regardless of the fact that we got 80 odd last season, the fact that we've got 20 odd goals and counting this year, I still think there's many gears to go up, really and truly. It doesn't really matter who is in our front line or whatever. This is something we're talking about too frequently, even in the last away game before Brentford where we lost to Newcastle. You know, we've got some fantastic attacking players. We've got cannons on our crest. We're called the Gunners. We should be making it a bit more tougher for the opposition to defend against us. But I do think our play can be a bit too scripted, a bit too predictable. Don't get twisted. I do like what we do. I just think there has to be a bit more venom when we're in the final third. There has to be a bit more of unpredictability, really and truly, because 1 goal was enough to do it today. I do think we're underplaying ourselves, and it doesn't really matter who plays up front. I still find myself saying this. I think a striker would help us, but we're not creating, really and truly. If you have a food critic, you've got to cook them a meal. If the striker was a food critic, obviously the chances being created is the food we've got to create, and I don't think we're doing that. And when we saw the lineup, you know, we had all the attackers out there. You know, Odegaard was back there, Trossard was in the mix, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, all the big guns that we have available were there, and you wouldn't have really seen that. And I do think when you look at our games in the Champions League, when we've been really at it, yes, we've battered Sheffield United and Bournemouth, but when we've really been at it and been positive in an attacking threat, that's probably been because the European teams aren't quite doubling up against us. But we have to find a way against that. I have to big up Zinchenko as well. I think, yeah, he had a little error in the game, but I think he was superb. I think Saliba was quality again, and it's getting boring in a positive way with Declan Rice. Declan Rice was quality. I do feel sorry for Aaron Ramsdale, and I do think we need to kind of calm it down with Raya and Ramsdale. Obviously, they're professional footballers. They have to cope with the talking points. Ramsdale has to get himself psychologically prepared for a game. But you could see he did have some good moments in the game, but all that we're going to remember is where Declan Rice has cleared a shot off the line and that crazy throw. The amount of scrutiny that Ramsdale is under is bound to be, you know, get into him, and he doesn't look confident. I did like to see the players surrounding him and hailing him up. It had shades of when we done that with Leno, and I feel sorry for Ramsdale, but at the end of the day, you know, nobody cares. Everybody's got a sub story. You've got to get it together, and when your dad, rightly or wrongly, is coming out and making comments and things like that, you know, you're gonna open yourself up for criticism. And I would say if you watch the game again, there was a couple of incidences where Arteta, while I can't see what he's saying, but you could see by the body language, he's telling Ramsdale to do certain things and Ramsdale isn't listening. and Arteta looked very frustrated. He was very vague when speaking about Ramsdale. I hope Ramsdale gets to play a bit more of a prominent part in some capacity of this season. I definitely don't think he should leave in January. You leave in the summer, if anything. But it's another kind of talking point really with Aaron Ramsdale. He didn't really pull up any trees or do anything to suggest that he gets a run out in the Champions League in midweek or against Wolves. You'd imagine Raya's back, but at least until something happens, we've got 2 quality goalkeepers. So yeah, man, I think Declan Rice was superb. Saliba, I think Zinchenko needs his hail-ups. We've spoken about Aaron Ramsdale, and I think it's another game where chance creation needs to happen. But we're undefeated still in London derbies. We claim 3 points, especially with what happened with Chelsea, Spurs. You know, obviously the fact that Liverpool and City drew. You can't write off United for this fight for top 4 or beyond as well. They got 3 points. So it's nice to see we did our job. We kept a clean sheet. We got 3 points. That helps out the goal difference. We keep it moving. We all know from Saturday, it was a big week. We've got 3 games. Now we switch on and go to Lens. We're on paper. We're through in the Champions League. But I think we need a point. Let's get the job done. And then we've got Wolves at home, which is going to be a different test. So we enjoy the weekend. It's back to business. Simple as that. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash the like button, people. As usual, big up all of you lot for tuning in and listening to my video and all my other content. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Don't get away without letting me know your thoughts. God bless you all. With it being Monday, I hope you all have a great week and move that much closer to your private and professional goals. And I hope you and your loved ones remain and stay in good health. One love.
He always was that active and defending. I think it's like